It's the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Vegas-tational. This is what we call hashtag Vegas Podcast. And I'm your host, Ace of Vegas. Hope you're doing well here with my co-host, Seeking Vegas Sunrise. Christina, say what's up.
What's up?
All right. So we've got a show today, I think, or at least a very, very serious discussion. How should we jump into this? Like, what are we going to talk about today?
So we're talking about buffets reopening and a severe staffing shortage in Vegas.
Yeah, so they actually kind of tie together. And luckily, you and Anthony just got back from Vegas because if you guys haven't subscribed to Seeking Vegas Sunrise, they're only 13 subscribers away from 400 subscribers, my spinners and sharks. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. If you guys want to see some live Vegas action happening, they just did a vlog on that. Actually, Christine, yeah, you're a mod. Drop a link to that in the live chat there.
Hold on, man.
Cool. So we're gonna do that, and then after this stream, you guys can join us at Vegas Best Ideas. We will be between the sheets with Tamara and Gord. That sounds so bad out of context.
Looking forward to that.
That's a trip to the Green Door right there, Pineapple Express. See, Julian already knows. Just finishing up the Seeking Vegas Sunrise video. Hand for Julian. Julian's already on this. All right. But yeah, we should probably jump up on that action. So, yep, Spidey314 up in the house too from Twitch. Good to see you there. We got the whole crew coming through. So we got Julian, of course. Kino Kid just dropped the link to Seeking Vegas Sunrise. Pat's back in the live chat. Roger is out today, but he's on the couch crew. He's bed crew today, actually.
Oh.
Feeling a little under the weather, but he's still gonna power through the stream too. Yep, Denise is going back to Seeking Vegas Sunrise right after this too. So yeah, we're gonna have a great time, guys. All right, Autumn Star. First thing you hear is Between the Sheets, because you know what we're about around here. Autumn, you know what we do. And there we go. I don't see. I thought I heard pop-up fishing in here. I just don't see him. Sometimes it doesn't work very well on the StreamYard. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into our first topic over here. We are going to talk about the staffing shortage. So we've got a lovely picture over here. We have a model member of staff that is cleaning off a model member of the casino's money generating operation here, Temple Fire, I think that's the game. And so that's the thing that's happening, but you'll notice that there's no one else that works there in the background of this photo. And that's because Vegas is going through an unprecedented staffing crisis right now. Let's get a little into that. Like, first things first. So, Chris, you just got back from Vegas. Tell us what the experience was like.
So I'd say the thing that stuck out the most for me, and Ace has a video that just came out on this, was the Uber shortage.
Yeah.
So that was just, it was hard to get an Uber. It was a 45-minute minimum wait, or it would just kind of spin and never connect you with a car because there's not a lot of Uber drivers. Restaurants are kind of the same way. We went to Tao for dinner, and we had a reservation, but I would say we waited a good 45 minutes to an hour after we got there, and it was packed.
Wait, so that was with the reservation. So you called it. How far in advance did you reserve your table?
Well, we booked our trip Wednesday, and we left Thursday.
Okay. All right. So it was a little spur of the moment.
We made the reservation Wednesday or Thursday. But usually if you have a reservation, you can walk right in.
Right, because they've reserved the table for you.
Yeah, and I think there just weren't enough people working to be able to handle that many people because it was full. I mean, Vegas is crowded, and it definitely needs to. They need some more staff for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess the big question is, let's go ahead and talk about what's causing the staffing shortages here. So yeah, we did have, as you mentioned earlier, we did have a video this week about the problems with the Uber and Lyft crisis there. I'll probably put a link in there eventually. I probably won't. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to. If you're here,
drop a link to the Aces Uber video.
You could if you want to. That's completely optional at this point. If you're here, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I like to be informative, but a big thing, and I think the first thing I heard, and this is purely anecdotal evidence from a driver that I know personally, was saying that he was like, yeah, bro, it's just not worth it to drive right now. Like, you can jump in during the surge pricing and all that, but a lot of guys are apparently still making a lot. And I didn't mention this in the video. Apparently, a lot of guys are still doing better being at home than they are with Lyft or Uber right now, especially since apparently Lyft did something funny to their pay rates, and it's just not beneficial for drivers anymore. Like, let's be honest, you're not, if it's not going to benefit someone to work for you, your company's going to collapse. You have to have someone working there, otherwise you better be, stepping up where you can, and they're not stepping up where they can. That's just what it is. That's free market. That's forces of the free market there.
And we actually heard from a Lyft driver. So we use Lyft because our Uber accounts are switched. So we can never get our Uber to work between Anthony and I. So we use Lyft, and a Lyft driver actually told me the rates have skyrocketed, and Uber pays their drivers a lot less than Lyft does.
Right. So the rate, so it's more expensive to do an Uber right now, and they're getting paid less. That sounds like an incentive for me to be like, nope, I'm going to uninstall this app right now. That's what I'd be doing if I was them. So I can't blame them.
They actually told us some of the rates were like between $40 and $50, which are kind of like old Vegas cab rates. And if it was an Uber ride and it was $50, the driver might get $18. And this is for Uber X and like the higher end vehicles that are expensive to fuel and to maintain. And then if it's a Lyft ride and it's $50, they're getting like $23 or $24.
So where's the rest of the money going?
To Uber. Isn't that insane?
That is criminal.
It's de-incentivizing people to work.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to know that they're getting twice the money for me to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we actually met Ted out there, and Ted said, if you're further out, you get canceled all the time. Like he's had trouble getting to work.
I guess it makes sense if they're not finding rides. Yeah.
Yeah. But he said it's been a real challenge, especially as a local.
That's a mess. I can't get behind that.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, we had to upgrade to be able to get anything in a decent amount of time.
How did you guys get back get back and forth from the airport? How did you guys pull that out? Now, if you saw the Seeking Vegas Sunrise video, you know how it happened, but just the abridged version.
We actually took a limo because we heard that at the airport there were hours-long waits. I know Cinnamon, she flew in just as we were leaving, so we got to meet her for like 10 minutes at the gate, which was amazing. Thank you for running over there. She actually booked her Uber ride from the airport in advance, which I highly recommend. That was a tip in your video. Schedule in advance. We actually did that for dinner the first night. So we booked before we went down to dinner. So we took a limo for the first time. And I mean, if off strip and airport would count as off strip, and we know airport has a surcharge.
Right.
If an off strip ride is $50 and you're going round trip, it was $160 for the limo, which is pricey. Yeah, but we got a free bottle of champagne. We had zero waiting either way.
And it wasn't $60 to get into somebody's Uber, so that's better.
Yeah, so it's not as much of an upcharge to get the limo as you'd think with the way things are right now. And it's worth it because when you get to Vegas, like the second you get off the plane, it's like the clock is ticking.
Yeah,
so you gotta get out there.
Yeah, and they're a little more flexible. Like, also shout out to Incel Wild. Thank you for the super chat.
For yourself to get out to Vegas, like you're like, I don't want to waste any time.
Oh no, I agree. That was what I was gonna say. That's what I like about the limos is they are a lot more flexible.
Yeah, they're right there.
Because that's what Wonder Woman and I did. I actually ran her around the airport because she didn't know that I was renting her a limo. It's our first anniversary, so I wanted to surprise her. But no, you can drop by the LQ with it or the Walgreens or whatever, pick up some supply. You give them a tip, they'll be like, yeah, whatever. So that's always pretty dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. They stopped. We picked up a big thing of water on the way in, so it was great.
Yeah,
if you upgrade to Lux, the wait goes from like 45 minutes to never to 5 minutes.
Right, yeah, actually come to think of it, I think, who was it? I think it was Justin was just telling me that because he and his wife are out there right now, and there's a huge fire truck going down. I'm guessing there's an emergency down the street because we're right by the hospital.
Anyway, he was very interested.
Oh yeah. Oh, bring him on in. Bring him on in.
Oh.
But yeah, let's tell him
Staying
about.
down below the camera.
Dang it. We want to see Doggo.
You got a nose.
There we go. That's always a good sign. Anyway, though, what was that? What was I talking about? I was discussing the limos and how easy it is, how flexible they are. As long as you tip them, it's just fine there. Justin had even told me that he had to upgrade his Uber and Lyft just to get it. Then it dropped from like 40 to 5 minutes. But if you want a cheap ride now, oddly, it's going to the taxis or the Deuce if you're comfortable riding the Deuce. Which let's talk about that for a minute, because I know a lot of people do. They'll ride the bus. Some people don't. How do you feel about riding the city bus in Vegas now? I mean, I know the Deuce just goes up and down the strip and down to downtown and all that. So it's not like a regular ass city bus, but for all intents and purposes, we'll call it the city bus. Do you feel safe doing that right now? Do you think it might be a good alternative?
I haven't ridden the Deuce yet, or taken. We actually haven't even taken the monorail. I know a lot of people love it, and
I love the monorail. Monorail.
And I want to take the monorail, but I saw a Bob Dingo video on the Deuce, and it didn't look super appealing. And when I was in high school, I had to take public transportation and subways all the time. So, like, for me, it's just like I get flashbacks, and I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do when I'm on vacation, unless I'm in New York, and then it's fine because that's the easiest figure
That's
out.
just what you do in New York.
Yeah,
it's part of it.
But in Vegas, I'm like, I don't know. Oh, so somebody asked what upgrading to Lux is. So there's like a standard base car for Lyft and Uber, and Lux is like an upgraded, like you'll get more of a luxury car.
Yeah.
Or a bordering on luxury car. Sometimes.
Yeah. That's something like you get like a Chrysler 300 or whatever.
They're really clean. They're nice cars. Yeah. You get some pretty good ones. We kept getting Expeditions.
All right, that's reasonable.
Which they're nice and roomy and, you know.
So if you know somebody that you feel safe with or whoever, like then it might be a good deal. Like you guys can go as a group somewhere. It might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I think I'd be less inclined to do that while I'm in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, Steve actually does have something to. Yeah, Keno doesn't like the Deuce. Steve D says that the live streams have showed the Deuce is packed lately. So make of that what you will there. And JR is telling us that the monorail is coming back. I think Mike
soon. Like in the next week or so.
Monorail.
I would definitely ride the monorail. I think that'd be fun.
I love the monorail. The problem I have with the monorail is I always end up on the west side of the strip and it runs on the east. So I always have to cross over anyway. It's just always out of my way. It's a shame because I like it. That's the kicker there, but I don't mind that. So that's a big struggle there. There's a little more to this too, if I remember correctly. Let's talk a little more about just kind of the general staff shortage though. So I've got this article from and hopefully the news video isn't going to play. It's probably going to play. Yeah, it's going to try and play right now from 8 News now. So they're going to try and copyright strike us, whatever. Actually, if I just stop it right now, it won't work.
We got 2 copyright strikes today.
Oh, nice. You got that music bumping.
Not the serious one, just the
claim. Yeah, those don't count. Those are real. Those are fine.
We're not monetized yet anyway, so.
Yeah, doesn't matter. But we'll get you there this weekend. Don't forget to subscribe to Seeking Vegas Sunrise, guys. Oh, and 2 Fab Dudes. Roger's out today, but they're almost up on 400 subscribers. They're 1 subscriber away, guys.
They're so close.
Just do it.
And their stuff is so fun. I would love to go on vacation with them.
I will confirm that they're fun to go on vacation with. They're amazing. But yeah, here's what the article from News 8 read here. While many visitors came back to Las Vegas for the weekend, thousands of employees were not back to work at our local resorts. This left a staffing gap that many properties are dealing with. I don't know why I'm dramatically reading it like that. It sounds more fun.
Serious problem.
It's a super serious problem, but it's more fun like this. But yeah, the Culinary Union, the same guys that went on strike a couple years ago because they were worried about the Decepticons coming to take their jobs. This is canon. This is actually what they're concerned about, robots replacing them. I'm not making this up. And in fairness, it's a thing that's happening. Not everyone's back to work. 50% of the 60,000 union members are still unemployed. And apparently, some hotel casinos are forcing them to reapply. You know what I mean? like they're being asked to. Oh yeah, there's Autumn. The English accent's coming out just a little bit. The non-existent one, the false one. But yeah, Station Casinos, who was a really controversial company during the initial shutdown for the way they treated their employees. They're saying that, well, over 1,000 of their former team members have returned at various station properties, and they're being paid the same or a higher rate, and they're getting even better benefits upon rehiring. Mm-hmm. So they're not giving them back their old jobs, and they're making them compete for jobs. So I guess here's a question here. So we're not going to talk about what your regular job is because you're a secret agent, and we can't tell anyone about that. But for your regular job, Christina, if you got laid off, then a year later, they wanted you to reapply and compete for it. But on the other hand, you'd get paid more for it. How would you feel about that? I'm kind of curious.
I don't know. That'd be pretty tough. Yeah, I don't know if I would do it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like, I mean, I've been in a similar situation. Honestly, it was kind of a weird thing. So I ended up at a different location. So I was going to get laid off at our current location just because we didn't make enough money that quarter or whatever. And it was a relatively small company, and that was just kind of the standard. So, it was like, boom, here's your severance package. This was back when they were still doing severance packages for peons like me. So I got a severance package. I gotten, paid out all the PTO, blah, 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 blah. And then my boss at the time was like, hey, I got another guy at another office over here. He's short on guys. They were making money and they're short on people over there. You want me to just recommend you over there? So, I still did the application and all that. But it turned out and it ended up being more of a transfer. Mm-hmm. And I didn't lose any benefits because it had been, I think it was only the course of 10 days. I was laid off for about 10 days, really, is what it came down to. And there wasn't that big of a jump. But this is radically different with it being a year. So it's not like they're holding on to the file or anything like that. I wonder if your seniority restarts, if your eligibility for things restarts. There's just so much to consider, and I'm not sure how it would work.
There's a lot of factors. Like, I mean, my job that I do now, I absolutely love it. So that would probably be a different story. But if I was working at a casino, I know there's a lot of drama, and restaurants always have a lot of drama. So I think that'd be harder to reapply for. And especially with not a lot of notice, because what we heard is that people are getting mixed messages from employers out there that are in the hospitality industry. One day they're like, oh, you're going to stay home for a couple days. And then they completely lay them off. And then they're like, you need to come in tomorrow because, your game doesn't have a lot of dealers that are staffing it. Or, there's all sorts of mixed messages going on. And that's got to be hard for people to plan.
Yeah, definitely. And apparently that's a natural thing. According to Anxious Gamer here, who is one of our regular co-hosts, in case y'all didn't know, this is Roger. For the new people here. Everyone else knows, but this is for the new people. He says the hotel industry is a fickle fiend, one of the hardest industries to work long term. Yeah. Which, I can say, it's, service industries are difficult to work long term. I couldn't imagine going back to retail personally. It's just a tough thing. I like my job right now in medical. It's a little more stable. And I get to swear more often. That's nice.
That's true.
So it's helpful.
Yeah. I think it would just be tough with the unknown going on.
So definitely there. On the other hand, though, some places are stepping it up a little bit. Doesn't say who. It just says some places are stepping it up a little bit. I might have made that up. I didn't make that up. It's not in this article. All right.
Well, I know we saw that Circa is going through a huge hiring.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. It's a different article. Yeah, they were doing drive-throughs for interviews. 2 big hiring events. One of them I don't think I qualify for. One of them was supposed to be for like the party pit, the dancing dealers, and all that. And then the other one was
wearing the blue fringe.
I gotta admit, I think I look better in warmer colors like this. The blue, it's just not gonna work for me.
Maybe they're doing the drive-through interviews because they really want to get like the most they can out of Garage Mahal.
I guess at this point, right? Like, hey, $5 in your interview.
They're
there
really
you go.
Excited about it.
Garage Mahal, I gotta admit, is probably
it is
one
cool.
it's one of the least creepy places I've waited for a ride downtown on Fremont, and that's me saying this as a 30-year-old man. So
yeah. I mean, it seems like the restaurant staffing is really tough right now,
and that's always kind of a hard industry too. Like just restaurants in general, it's so hard to deal with because the food margins are so razor thin. I mean, obviously. Here's the thing. If you want to help your local restaurant, order as many of these as you can. Like, don't overdo it. Don't make yourself unsafe or anything like that. But if you're going to go out and have a drink, just do it at your local restaurant. Don't do it at a chain restaurant. They're making less at your local restaurant. So take care of them. That's what I say.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, no.
Where's the blue fringe pasties under? Hey, don't give away my OnlyFans content. Shame on you, Milva. I will not be starting.
Like we really noticed. We usually have reservations everywhere, but we had one lunch where plans were changed just a little bit, so we had to go find a place without a reservation, and we went to 3 or 4 places before we could get in. Like. It was lunchtime and everybody was booked until 3 or 4.
Was it downtown or was it on Strip?
Empty tables everywhere.
Huh. Well, because they're down to 50%, so they can only have every other table filled in. I think that's
they're
part
down
of it.
to 50%, but it seems like it's on paper some of the time.
Some
places are completely packed, and some places are leaving empty tables.
Well, that's kind of interesting too. Is I think who was it? I think it was Steven, not leaving Las Vegas. He brought up a report from LVCVA. Saying that apparently 41% of the rooms in the restaurants were occupied in February or something like that, which is against the rules because technically they were down to 50%. I think the loophole was that it was 35% in the restaurants and all that, but it was okay to have like 50% in the hotels themselves, not the casinos. I can't remember what the exact requirement was or whatever old man Sislak was babbling about because he's always babbling about something and then he gets angry. So, But so they've probably been, let's be real, they've probably been bending the rules just a little bit for a while now. Just to stay afloat and keep those shares going up. It's a business. Let's call it what it is. Exactly. As long as it's employing people, I'll forgive it. And thus far, it hasn't been a hot spot for, current events infections, if y'all know what I mean.
Yeah. I feel like the numbers are surprisingly low for Vegas.
Yo, Steve is right with you there. Yeah. Steven's saying most restaurants he went into were 80% packed at least. So that's a wild thing there.
Crazy packed.
I believe that.
Yeah, like it was funny because there's one table that's right at the front, but it's kind of in the waiting area. Yeah. It was the only table that was empty, and it was full when we got there. But then there are a lot of people coming in because, I don't know, customers have gotten really weird. I bet that's another reason why staffing is so hard right now. People have been home so long that they've forgotten how to act in public.
Oh my God, I can only imagine.
People were so rude to the staff at Tao. Like there were 2 families that they tried to seat at that table in the front when it was clearly a completely packed restaurant with a line out the door. And they were like, we can't sit here. We've made a reservation. I'm like, it's for a table, not for a specific table.
All right. This is a table.
Be happy you got in.
like in general, right?
That made the wait longer because you had all these people walking in all entitled because they've been sitting on their couch too long. So, I mean, for people that have to work at those jobs and deal with those people and how cranky people are right now, that's got to be really hard. So that's probably another reason why staffing's down.
Yeah, I can imagine it's going to be a bit of a mess. TVP in the house, too. He actually just got back from Virgin Las Vegas here. Tim, sign off in the, not sign off, but shout out here in the live chat, man. How was it at Virgin? Were they appropriately staffed? Was the rest of Vegas staffed? I saw that minibar menu and that was a mess. God damn. Like it was cheaper. I'll admit it was cheaper, but I think Richard Branson really overpromised and underdelivered with that property. Let's call it what it was. Well, Virgin, I guess Richard Branson, he's just the face of it or whatever. But I'm still gonna blame him because he's the spokesman, he's the figurehead. So, Mm. But yeah, should we open this up to the live chat, see how everyone feels about, just how everyone generally feels about what's going on with the staffing crisis, if they've had any trouble, where they found that it's been the worst. So you're talking about the restaurants and the bars, Uber and Lyft. Is there anywhere else? Like, I remember last time I went, it wasn't so bad because it wasn't so packed, but sometimes those check-in lines, they'd pick up really, really quickly at some of the hotels. So I thought that was something interesting.
Yeah.
So Shanta in the house too. Let's see, what's Tim have to say about this? I would say the staff was equipped for the crowd that was there. Oh, no shade, but a little bit of shade. A little bit of shade. It's fair though. It's fair. I mean, let's call it what it is. Is it Virgin Casino because no one's been inside? Oh, Nick coming through with the double burn there.
Well,
that was
now
the
Martin
1-2 punch.
Town. So
that was the double 1-2 punch. Yeah, hopefully Martin can pop back in. He should be. No, actually, hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he's out having fun in Vegas.
Hope so.
That's what we want. That's what we really want. Exactly. Will there be any shuttles from the Strip to Virgin? Kat, last I heard, nothing so far. Tim, you were actually there.
So nice if they did, though.
I swear they used to have one when it was Hard Rock. It might have been some years ago, but I feel like that was one of the selling points there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those things. But yeah, I think they really mishandled that property. Maybe in a year it'll be better, or maybe in a year it'll be the next Lucky Dragon. Who knows?
Well, and I think to open a resort at the very beginning of pool season with no pool finished, probably not a great choice.
Like, what's that Jackie Chan meme? He's like, what are you doing? That's the Jackie Chan meme.
Like, maybe finish that before you open. I don't know.
Just a thought, especially in the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
We're routinely
and it's
over.
not like you want to put your swimsuit on to go travel to another pool to have to come back if you're staying there.
Right, for real.
Come back in your wet swimsuit.
Yeah, Pat Butler. I give Virgin 2 years before it's done. All right, I'll take the bet. We'll do an over.
We actually didn't make it over there this trip, but it was a pretty short trip. So
it was a short trip, but if it was that important, you probably would have made the time for it. It probably must not have been that appealing.
Well, it's with that, and I hate to keep beating a dead horse with the Uber thing, but for me, it wasn't worth the price of the Uber to go because it would have been $100 round trip.
Right, for real.
Because I feel like most of our Ubers were somewhere around $50, especially once you tipped.
Oh man, yeah,
which isn't normal. Usually they're 12, but
yeah, just basically anywhere on the Strip is 10. It's $8 to $10 for me generally, so I usually prefer that. Just as long as I'm leaving from Mid Strip or whatever. I guess if it's South Strip going north, it'll be closer to 12 or whatever. But
yeah, and then you're not part of any other casino system that's out there, so it's not like you can play at other properties to build up your credit or your comps.
Right, yeah, because it's Mojave. It's a locals casino basically that opened a place in Vegas. So
East Coast, right?
Yeah, I think I want to say Arizona has one too. I know it's not true.
I know Connecticut has one.
That's it. Mm-hmm. I guess Arizona and Connecticut are the same place to me. As far as I'm concerned, they're just the same place. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So I guess before we move on to the portion of the video that I'm sure everybody's been waiting for, and I feel like these there might be a lot of new people who are looking for the news over here. Let's get into that. But before we go, any final thoughts on the major staffing crisis?
It'll be interesting to see if it changes, but I don't know. They should hire Cinnamon. How about that?
They should hire Cinnamon. Then we'll have someone to stay with. Yeah. Then we'll stay at the Hot Mess Express Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas, when we come to visit. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that being said, then let's go ahead and jump into our next topic here. Let me go ahead and bring up a little something over here on the screen. Now, it's still not fully substantiated, but well, actually, it is somewhat substantiated. I'm going to tell you guys why. Let me see. Here it is. This is the one I want to share. And let's bring this up over here. Check this action out, guys. So obviously, the title of today's stream, there's no spoiler here. Wynn Buffet returns. Let's dig into this. So the only reason I know of this is because I saw this job listing pop up on the 7th. And I was surprised. I don't think I saw anyone else cover this on YouTube. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I haven't seen it pop up in my feed. And has anyone else covered this week? If so, if the mods want to go ahead and drop the...
I mean, Matthew talks about buffets on a daily basis, but that would be about it.
All right, but not a specific stream. So this will be the first specific stream about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it came back like 9 months ago, too. Then it closed again. And then the rumor I initially heard was that it was going to be replaced by a food court. But it looks like I'm happily incorrect. Let's check this thing out. So here's a job listing. Auntie Sen can't cook, so she can't do this. Can Auntie Sen cook? I don't know. Auntie Sen, can you cook? Let me know in the comment section.
On her live stream.
Okay, so she can cook. All right, so I am correct. Incorrect. Unless it was a frozen pizza, in which case I take it all back.
I think it was from scratch.
Okay, better have been from scratch. Anyway, though, but yeah, let's go ahead and break down this job posting over here. So this is from the official Wynn site over here. This is from Wynn Careers. So real site, doesn't get more official than this. Here we go. Executive Chef, Buffet, Las Vegas, Nevada at Wynn Careers. So it's a full-time job, good hospitality, experience not so specified for some reason, even though the experience is specified later on in the article here, but they didn't specify the experience, so I don't know why. But it came up on the 7th, and it's going to be at the Las Vegas hotel. So it's not going to be at Encore Boston, or it's not the one in Macau. This is Las Vegas that they're talking about here. So they break down what an executive chef is, and apparently 35% of the role is just working on the menu, and another 25% of the role is working with money and things like that. You can check out this whole link. I put a link to it in the description box below. But it looks like, oh yes, Auntie Sin is correct, she can cook. All right, well, apply for the job then, Sin. Come on now, get it together. I want free buffets.
Right.
Let's make this happen here. It doesn't specify experience, except where it specifies experience is required, but it doesn't in the job listing for some reason. I don't understand. It does in the description, but it doesn't in the listing. I don't know who posted this, but they're the worst at it.
So you're saying there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance. 1,000,000 to 1, but there's a chance. Yeah, there you go.
But
see, right?
Circa is also hiring for, I think, all positions, including stadium swim.
Including stadium swim. I don't have the body for stadium swim anymore. I don't think I could do that. Also, those guys are so much younger than me. I think they're all
like very
20.
tiny outfits they wear at stadium swim. So
or even the guys have kind of small outfits there, admittedly.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't have the body for it anymore, frankly. and they're all so much younger than me. I feel so out of place there. Oh, shout outs to Tim Humphers. Yeah, Tim, it looks like it's coming back. So, needless to say, there's no official word on the Wynn app yet, and there have been no official announcements yet. And this was actually a little tough to track down. I found it on ZipRecruiter, and I was going to post that, but then I found it on the official website. And it took a while to dig this up. Like, it's not like they're actively advertising this. This is kind of the strange thing. Yeah, so that's kind of one of the deals there. But yeah, so if you guys are feeling up to it, if you want to help us out a little bit, if you're an executive chef with a minimum of 8 years of culinary management experience in a similar role. Okay, so that's the loophole here. So the experience, you don't need to have any specific experience, but you should have a minimum of culinary management experience in some role or another. All right. Oh, Beans wants a new Ace Vegas Wynn Slots guide soon. I think I might make a video about why I've quit Wynn Slots, but maybe why not? If they bring back the buffet rewards.
Get a pennies Wynn Slots video.
Oh, there you go. I'll do one with pennies.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We'll
That'd
do a
be fun.
crossover episode. Yeah, we don't do enough crossover episodes. We haven't done one.
Crossovers are the best.
Yeah, we haven't done one since I think October last year when we did Caesars and Brass Monkeys.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while. We'll have to do that. We'll have to get Wonder Woman and the Mayor to film it. It'll be great.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about the possibility of the Wynn reopening, especially if they do it the way they were doing it when they first reopened with like the served style buffet. Because I'm married to a germaphobe. So to get him to ever go to a buffet, much less in a pandemic, not likely. We've gone to 2 buffets in Vegas. We've been to MGM in Paris.
I guess mid-tier at best. Mid-tier at best.
They were mostly like we were with other people that were going, so that's why we had to go.
Right.
But they weren't like the best that I've ever had.
Right.
But the Wynn looked promising.
Oh, see,
And
there
I
it goes.
liked the setup they had.
Right. There we go. So I guess follow-up questions here. Ability to. So I get, yeah. So you're thinking like they do the plate thing. See, I really want, and I did this in a video already too. What I really want them to do is I want them to. Well, you guys have been to Texas de Brazil, right?
We have something similar here.
Yeah, because do you guys have Rodizio up there?
Yeah,
or
that's
do you guys?
what we have, Rodizio.
Okay, yeah, Rodizio. Yeah, same thing.
Blanking
Same
on the
thing,
name
really.
for a minute.
Yeah,
We have
what
that,
else?
and that's nice. He'll go
Yeah.
to that. So
Yeah. Yeah, because that's when they're bringing it to you and it's more controlled, but you still have the option. It's like a hybrid thing.
Mm-hmm.
So here, how about this? For those of you that haven't been to Rodizio or Fogo de Chao or Texas de Brazil, it's a Brazilian steakhouse. So what happens is you show up there and they generally give you 2 options. So they'll give you the salad bar, or you can do the salad bar with the full Rodizio or the full steakhouse option, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter what it is. So you have those 2 options. So you pick those. You pay for the drinks a la carte, like literally any other restaurant. They take your order for the drinks, and then after you get your drinks, you get up, you go to the salad bar, you get your things, and then that's when they start service, and that's when they start walking around with all the different cuts of meat. So they'll, depending on when you go, they'll have certain themes too. Like I know Rodizio has a wild game month where they'll bring out elk and buffalo and rattlesnake. Rattlesnake is super salty, just by the way. Good stuff, but super salty. Gator, that sort of crazy stuff there. But most of the time, it's different cuts of steak, different styles of chicken, different styles of pork, things like that. And then, you get a piece of it. If you try it out, you like it, awesome. You call them back for some more. If not, hey, push it off and move on to the next one. And they just keep bringing it to you and bringing it to you and bringing it to you. And it's, I think that's a great way to do a buffet, frankly. Just doing it like that. Bring the buffet to you. What did Iron Man say in the first Avengers when he brought the ship to Hulk and the gang? He's like, I'm bringing the party to you. Bring the party to us.
Yeah, I like that idea. I don't know. We're not huge buffet people, but like there's a couple that I would have tried. Like I would have tried Bacchanal. I would have tried Wicked Spoon, which I know is now reopened. And I would have tried Wynn the way it is now. But I don't know. I feel like there's so many really good restaurants in Vegas that for me, I'd rather, with the amount you have to pay for a good buffet, like you could just go to a restaurant and get like a personalized choice.
You could really. I'll defend the buffet. I'll take the position to back up the buffets. So in addition to it being the what is it, the usual Vegas fare, like it's Vegas tradition, and I think that's an interesting thing about Vegas is it's built on change and it's built on just being the pulse of American consumer economy, of hyper-capitalism at its very best. But Vegas thrives on how much disposable income people have. If people have a lot of it, it's doing banging. If people don't have a lot of it, it looks like it's on life support. The shifts are so fascinating. And as a result of that, they say that these places aren't monuments. You get hotels imploding and being remodeled and being rebuilt and being demolished all the time, or at least you used to up until the credit crunch in 2008 that brought in a new era of these things. But that was a huge trend starting in '89 with old man Wynn. Steve Wynn was just knocking them down and building them back up left and right, and everyone else was hot on his heels doing that too. And it just shows you how temporary everything in Vegas is. So it's odd to think about a Vegas tradition, but that's one of the few things that's maintained is that you'll have a buffet, that the standard reward that you get in addition to a comped room, that sort of thing there. And it's just so ingrained that was actually my Vegas's whole, that was their whole spiel for a while. That was one of the first things that said free rooms, free buffets, free shows. Like they built an entire business on the back of that. And a lot of these places have too. So, quality aside, obviously you don't want, hey, let me get some of the blue over there. But the option to have it is pretty nice. And the high-end ones, they at least give you, I'll say this. All right, I'm gonna get hit for this, but Wonder Woman's a little indecisive sometimes when we're trying to pick dinner. So buffet is really nice, especially because one, she has dietary restrictions being a vegetarian. So I figure best way to do it, I can get steak and shrimp and all that good type of stuff, load up my plate with whatever. She can have whatever she wants to, and we can just pick a little bit of everything and still have a good time and just kind of chill for a while. So that's an idea for me. So that's my defense of buffets, is that it's convenient for me and my spouse.
Yeah, and you can both get what you want, because there are some buffets that look fairly decent and you can get like different styles of food. So if you're in the mood for 2 different things or 10 things at the same time.
10 things at the same time.
Have options.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely that's a good question. What if the devil eggs gave you a tummy ache? That's a good question there. I mean, it's something that you kind of do. Like I remember I did do the Wynn Buffet and the Aria Buffet. It was Thanksgiving before last, that weekend. I did that, and it was not smart. It just wasn't smart. Like, you don't want to overdo it, but it's a fun way to overindulge,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. That's a good one from Roger over there. Didn't get to be my size by not eating buffets. All I do is eat buffets, and I don't have an inch of fat on me, so there's that. Oh, there you go. There's another one. Steve D, $50 for soup, no way. So he's kind of against the super fancy restaurants over there. He's like, hey, if I'm paying $50, I'm gonna get all the soups.
Yeah. Super fancy restaurants are kind of our thing in Vegas, though.
Super fancy is fun.
We have a little bit of a problem.
Yeah. Well, super fancy is kind of fun
but
too.
That's why we go. We go because we love the food, but we'll also eat like at plenty of other restaurants too.
Yeah. So that's an option. So I guess speculatively, when do you think this thing's going to come back? So they've got the job posting here. Obviously, they haven't hired an executive chef yet. So it can't be anytime soon. It's still on the website. They clearly haven't even started interviews if it's still on the website here.
Well, and I wonder what happened to their previous executive chef, because they didn't close that long ago.
Well, I do wonder. Well,
that person's on strike.
Could be. They could be. I mean, they're part of the culinary union too. You got to keep in mind. So that ties back into what we were just talking about how they're not just getting their regular jobs back; they're being forced to compete for them with other people, maybe even at a higher pay rate or whatever. But then that's kind of makes you wonder. Actually, I wonder the application process is like. I wonder if I qualify. Be able to obtain and maintain any licensing or active work cards required. I can do that. Communicate in a professional manner. I can do that. Ability to perform high quality job standards with attention to detail, creativity, speed, and accuracy. This is an absolute win. Hold up. Ability to work under pressure.
No pun intended.
Right? Be a clear thinker, remains calm, and resolves problems with good judgment. Possesses the ability to prioritize, follow through order, meet deadlines and productions. That's where it is. I just put up my videos whenever I feel like it. I don't meet production schedules. Maybe I can fake that there. I'll be like, yeah, no, I meant to, install it. I meant to drop the video on this day. Totally. I can lead and direct staff. Sure. Artistic approaches to plate present. Yeah, sure. I can present a plate artistically. Why not? Break that into 1,000 different pieces. That's a presentation. It's not a good one, but it's artistic. It can work with the team, I think. Roger, do I work well with the team? Christina, do I work well with the team? Let me know.
I would say so, yes.
All right, that's one from Christina. Roger, you got to
Need
chime in. I need a reference. There we go. Anthony's Big Ant's gonna jump in there. I can do a mean TV dinner. My man. Knowledge of and exposure to a union environment is preferred, but not required. So, boom, loophole. Must have basic computer skills and knowledge in Microsoft Office. I'm on it. I got this.
I don't know if technology is really your thing.
No, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much here. How's the ring light? Does the ring light look good? I don't know. I'm gonna apply for it. Let's apply for it right now. Here we go. Oh, I have to upload my resume. Nope, I'm out.
Too much.
I'm out. Too much effort. We're not doing this on stream. J Media's got a good question. If buffets don't return, what's next? Goodbye hibachi shows? I think hibachi's different.
I love hibachi.
Hibachi's very different. I can get behind that there.
Touching the stuff.
Yeah. I can't. I wish the Wynn would do something like that, but they'd have to completely redo the area. And judging by the looking of that job posting, when they bring it back, it's not going to be like that. They won't be doing that. Although I'd be down to have a Wynn hibachi restaurant. That, I think, if they did have to replace the buffet, I'd do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes you wonder. Actually, let's bring this open to. You want to open this up to live chat, see what everybody's thoughts are? All right, live chat. You guys have 15 minutes. Bust it down. Tell us how you feel about Wynn Buffet coming back. Do you want to come back? What changes would you make? And how soon should it return? We'll go ahead and give you guys a little while to jump in there.
World.
Oh, Turn It Up World. They on? Oh, they're here. Tanya and Dave. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Also, amazing Vegas vloggers. We just have all the most amazing Vegas vloggers in the stream right now.
And we got lucky enough to meet them at the Wynn.
Yeah, we got to meet them too back at Cromwell. Actually, it was the first time I got to meet them, and I was palling around with them when I was downtown with JR last trip too. So yeah, super chill, super kind-hearted people. Love hanging out with them.
They want the buffets back now.
They want the buffets back now. Let's see. All right, let me see. Let's go through the live chat over here.
Yeah.
So, coming back with a revamped menu. Yeah, hopefully, Anthony. I guess with a new executive chef, you kind of always assume the menu is going to be changed, right? A good executive chef's going to change it to their style so they can perform at their best, I assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my guess. I don't know. I'm not an executive chef.
Well, the thing that seemed to be happening at the Wynn, and I only saw a few videos, but it seemed like the menu wasn't changing. And I feel like what makes a restaurant really good is if they can change to seasonal ingredients throughout the year.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were kind of keeping it the same. I know they had some special evenings, like a surf and turf evening or something like that, but you got to change.
Right. I mean, you got to have it. I feel like you can have a signature dish. I think that's reasonable. You can have a signature dish or two, but everything else
popular things that people are coming for.
You're always going to have like in a Vegas restaurant. You're always going to have a quality steak. You're always going to have, I guess, a lovely chicken dish of some sort. I feel like the chicken dish can move. You want to have a standard steak, a standard seafood dish, and some standard something, maybe crab cake appetizer or whatever. Anything else should change with the season there. Shout out to Tim. Tim thinks that the buffet should have been back already, in his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can grab a couple of these.
The thing is, nobody's forcing you to go to a buffet. So if you open it, the people that are comfortable with it can go to the buffet, or the people that love buffets can be happy and enjoy it. And those that don't feel comfortable with a buffet can choose not to go.
Right.
So what's the danger in opening it?
Yeah, I guess at this point,
just maybe keep an eye on people, make sure they're not sneezing on things,
little things like that. And I get the controlled aspect was fine.
Everything up,
Well, I guess with the staffing crisis, they'd have to hire so many more people to babysit people in Vegas. You've been to Vegas. Actually, we've all been to Vegas. Come to think of it, you know how people in Vegas get.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta babysit ourselves sometimes. It's just like that, you have you have that one extra shot, and you're like, that wasn't anything, and then you're like, oh, I didn't know this did that. It happens. It just happens. Sometimes people make those mistakes.
Find
It is what it
yourself
is.
walking from Golden Tiki to Sand Dollar.
It be like that sometimes, you know? So let's see here.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Oh, speaking of that one extra shot, Pat Butler over here. Okay, you know, I got you, fam. Akio shots. All right, here we go, buddy. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Yep, Mike is right on it here. Can't bring back a buffet without employees, to circle back to the first topic.
That's
so yeah,
true.
I guess that's another trick. Are they going to be able to get enough employees quickly? I mean, we're seeing the job postings there, but how long is it going to take to staff everybody?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Give everybody a glove.
Oh yeah, where's that one? Who's got that?
Waste not, want not.
Here we go. The buffets can give everyone a glove so the serving spoon stays clean. They can dispose cover unused spoon. Okay, that's not a bad idea either.
I like that.
So that makes you wonder. It's not a bad idea either. Steve D, who is old enough to remember the '90s $4.99 Circus buffet? I didn't even know that Circus was a thing in the '90s, but that's just a testament to my age there. So make of that what you will. I was not Vegas legal back then. I wasn't regular legal back then either. I probably ruined a lot of things for the fangirls and a few of the fanboys, I'm sure, too. Oh, yeah, Steve remembers it. He was Circus buffet there. All right. Oh, there you go. Kissy Cat's got a good point. My pizza place is like that. Disposal glove while getting salad. Simple. That actually sounds simple.
It.
And actually, come to think of it, I think MGM's actually reopened a resort too. Or of course they reopened a resort. Reopened a buffet at a resort.
Oh yeah, that was in a different city, right?
Yeah, it was in a different city. I'm trying to remember. I think it was at. It wasn't at the M. It's not the M Resort. It's at the one in. I want to say it's Golden Strike. I want to say that. It was. Gosh, where was it? I'm gonna have to look into it. Let's see, buffet, M Life reopened. I think it's Golden Strike, though, because it just came up on their website. Hang on. Or it might be Northfield Park. No, that one's closed. I took a screenshot of it, and I saved it on my phone. And I'm not... Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably in the... Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. Yeah, it was Beau Rivage.
That's
Resort and Casino. Yeah, they reopened their buffet. So MGM couldn't be too far behind, I assume.
Martin D's here.
Oh, Martin D. Martin D's in Vegas right now.
Some good suggestions for the buffet.
Toss salad with gloves. Oh, fair enough.
Classic.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's what we were waiting for. That's what we wanted. That's what we're here for. Let's see. Ace was a baby in the 90s, so I'm not even gonna lie. That's just how it was. Let's see. Mom said I was a cute baby, so I'll take that. I'll take that. Question to everyone streaming. Yes and no, you can't beat mom. Oh, certainly can't beat mom's home cooking. Absolutely not. No way. No way. Yeah, no way to beat that. 100%. But my mom cooks, so as long as your mom cooks, I think you're generally pretty good because those are fresher ingredients, and it's done right away, and it's done with a certain amount of effort put into it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Oh, shout out to Anthony there. Hey, cheers, man. Appreciate you. We're out of Crown though. I gotta go down to the LQ and pick up. Oh, let's see. So what else, guys? How else do you guys feel about this reopening? Actually, here that begs the question: what other resorts do you think it's time to do the reopening of their buffets for, because currently South Point has theirs open.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmo has theirs open. And apparently Wynn is going to bring theirs back.
Yeah, I think Caesars for sure. Because I think they put a bunch of money into remodeling it.
Right. Well, I saw that, and I heard a rumor that they were gonna get rid of all the buffet. I did a video on that too, but they were just gonna get rid of it because their CEO hates buffets. I don't know why. He just despises them, and he just doubled down on. He's like, "No, we're not doing buffets. No time soon, man. We're not gonna be doing that, man. Forget about it."
Maybe he needs to work on his buffet strategy.
He probably could. I mean, it wouldn't kill him.
He's doing it wrong.
He's doing everything wrong. Have you seen their stock price lately? It's just kind of bad at it. Let's just call it what it is. You know, it's criticism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the best buffet strategy I ever saw was we were at a wedding and the reception was at Paris Buffet, in like one of the side rooms, and this guy only got crab legs.
Nice.
So, like, that is a solid strategy.
Yeah, that's what I did at Bellagio.
I'm one of those like I have to try a little bit of everything that looks good. But I'm like,
double down on the crab legs.
He was like, I can't waste any space. It's got to all be crab legs.
Fair enough.
We're like, you are impressive, sir.
Hey, no, mad respect to him because it took forever to get the snow crab leg. Like we waited at Bellagio so I could get snow crab legs for the holiday buffet when we went 2 Christmases ago. Mm-hmm. So that was it. Also, here's a thought. Since you mentioned the wedding here, I just had a crazy idea. What if they're not bringing back the public buffet? What if it's a catering buffet, like for special events and conferences?
Interesting.
Do you think that might be what they're really trying to do here? So they're not going to have like the big buffet anymore, and they're just going to have like private catered events, and they're just going to cater buffets.
That's an interesting idea.
Like, is that... Also, I wonder how you'd get that. How much would it really be? Would it just be for conferences? Are conferences coming back to Vegas? I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot to speculate on. Spinners and Sharks, what do you guys think in the live chat here?
So is it May that everything gets reevaluated?
It has been going.
It goes back to like county level?
I think he's going like he's checking it every like 2 to 4 weeks, it seems like, Sislak and his team, which does include MGM's own Jim Murin, or MGM's former own Jim Murin. Definitely no implicit bias there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But then again, also Sislak seems to hate everything, so maybe the implicit bias balances it out. Who knows? This is not a political commentary channel. I hate them both.
Okay, so May 1st, it goes back to the local level.
Oh, okay, cool. Mike's on.
So I'm guessing that's when the Wynn Buffet will reopen, and some others too.
That gives them about. So that means that they have 3 weeks to hire, train, and promote a new executive chef with a new team of chefs. So executive chef, sous chef, maitre d'. New cashiers. They're going to need bussers and, cleaning staff and all that. So they're going to need everybody prepped in 3 weeks. Hopefully everybody's got a load of experience in these large hotels. Mm-hmm. Apparently Venetian's not having a staffing crisis. So if Venetian, according to the Las Vegas News 8 article, they say they're not having a staffing crisis. So maybe if you're working at Venetian and still not back to work yet, or we're working at Venetian and still aren't back to work yet, and maybe jump over to Wynn. Jump ship. Was
Venetian the one that kept everybody at full payroll during the entire shutdown?
Yeah, because Adelson's...
That's why they're not having a staffing crisis.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because Adelson was paying people for their loyalty, and as a result, they aren't having a problem now. He thought about it in the long run. Also, he was dying of cancer, so he probably didn't really care where his money was going to, which, fair enough. More power to him if you decided that's how he wanted to live his last days. More power.
Mm-hmm. But it created more loyal employees that were more willing to come back than to sit at home.
Yep, here we are. And here we are. Yeah, that's right. World of Concrete is coming back, Julian. That is right. Pat Eng mentioned that too.
Apply for their jobs again.
Yeah. Little things. All right. We're coming up on the hour. I don't want to cut too much into TNG's stream. Also, any mods in the chat, if you guys have the link to TNG's stream, Vegas Best Ideas, because they're starting, I think, in about a minute. Yeah, drop that in there. But yeah, so Chris, any final thoughts on this, bud?
I just hope that things. I mean, I feel like the people going to Vegas, it feels like it's returning to normal on the weekends. It was pretty crowded when we went last weekend. I just hope that the staffing returns to normal so that we can have things running smoother again and enjoy our trips, which we enjoyed anyways. So I don't know. How do you not enjoy Vegas?
Gotta love Vegas. Gotta love Vegas.
It's great no matter how
it's getting to the point where it's good enough for Wonder Woman. She even wants to go. Also, she has her vaccine. She feels better about it now.
Good.
Yeah, so hopefully we just have to work out some things with work for her. That's because state licensing, teaching, you know how it is. It's a whole thing, but we work that out. And then it's Ace and Wendy back in Vegas. It's gonna be a good time. All right. Well, I think that's
about the same time.
All right, we'll plan it out. We'll get a live hashtag Vegas video podcast from the pool. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, on that bombshell, Spinners and Sharks, I think it's time to sign off per usual here. Mad shout outs to my co-host Christina from Seeking Vegas Sunrise. If you haven't subscribed to her and Anthony, feel free to. In the description box down below, we got a link straight to her. And also our other co-host, Roger, who was sick today and couldn't quite make it. He and his husband, Josh, also do a wonderful channel called Two Fat Dudes. Don't forget to go check them out. Both these channels are right on the cusp of 400 subscribers. So let's go ahead and show them some Ace of Vegas love. Push them on over for them coming through with us every week over here. So much appreciated. And Chris, I'll leave it to you to sign off.
I guess I have a sign off now. Oh my goodness.
What? Word?
We'll see you at sunrise.
All right. And on that bombshell, Ace of Vegas is signing off, washing his strong hands. And of course, happy spinning, you guys. Good night, everybody.